The initiative. That is Matt Davison. Good to have you back behind the microphone.
Thanks, Bryce. Great to be here.
Let's talk about 1890, kind of the mission and overview of how this thing works.
Well, we started about a year and a half ago, and when we get to July of this year, NIL, name, image, and likeness, will be 3 years old. But 1890 started about 18 months ago, and I was approached by Sean and Tom Peed of Sandhills Global here in Lincoln, and they thought about starting a collective, and that's essentially what we are, an NIL, name, image, and likeness collective, helping Husker athletes navigate the changes in college athletics. And what that means is we're out getting contributions from individuals and businesses across the state and trying to give our programs the best chance to retain the best athletes we have and to attract the best athletes that are thinking about considering coming to Nebraska. And so that's what we've been doing for a year and a half. We're having a ton of fun with it. We've built a great business, I think, and we have an awesome group of donors and contributors across the state that have been willing to help us.
We're going to hear from guests coming up here on the program to talk about their perspective of why NIL is important. But for somebody who, you hear about some of these things, not necessarily tuned into it every single day, for Nebraska athletics today, from your perspective, why is this so important?
Well, NIL changed the game in college athletics, period. And right now, it used to be for most of our lives, it was all about, getting the education, the facilities, who the coach is, what position you play, and maybe what your position coach, who that person is, and all of these things that were factors. And all those things are still big factors in where a young man or woman decides to go to college. But now there's another factor, and that factor is name, image, and likeness, and what their potential is when it comes to going to that school and how much they might be able to earn once they get there. And so to be competitive in that area, we knew we had to have a great program. We knew we had to have a lot of backing. Tom and Sean Peed have done amazing things for 1890 and for our university, and they put us in position to be very successful in this landscape.
Talk about perhaps a case study or a student athlete, for example, of how you work with them. It's not just giving them a check to come to the University of Nebraska Lincoln, is it?
That's right. So when they get here, we sit down and we talk about their NIL and what it looks like in Nebraska. We work through contracts with these athletes, and then they get payments from 1890, and then in return for that, they have to do things for 1890 out in the community, and we get to see all the great things that happen for these young men and women that we work with. And we have about 150 clients right now. We call clients. They're really student athletes that we work with. And the way it works is they get, monthly payments from us, and then they go out in the community and we set them up in ways to be engaged with our donors and with nonprofits across the state. And it really gets them out and makes them a part of the community in the city of Lincoln and across the state of Nebraska. And so we get to see the positive impacts that come to them from being involved with 1890 and working with a dozen to 15 charitable organizations that we connect them with, and then coming to events for 1890 where they're meeting business owners and meeting great people in the community that can help them with internships and job opportunities down the road and networking. So we get to see a lot of the positives that come out of name, image, and likeness. Unfortunately, most of the fans see the headlines or hear things across the country, which is just about the big numbers that a quarterback may get offered. And I would caution people to not believe what you read in the media, because a lot of it probably isn't true. And so we get to see all the good things that come out of it.
Before we get too far in the program, you're inviting Nebraskans and supporters of the university to be part of the 1890 initiative. How can they do so?
Well, our website's the easiest way to learn about us, 1890nebraska.com. And there's different ways to get involved, but we have different membership opportunities on our website. If you go look at those, we're trying to get as many Husker fans as we possibly can to be members of 1890, and that means getting on a monthly contribution list. And whether it's $10 a month or $25 or $100 or more, whatever you can give, it can be a one-time contribution. It could be monthly or weekly or annually. But we knew when NIL hit that Nebraska had a great chance to be good at this because of the passionate fan base that we have, not just for football, but for every sport we have. And right now we're working with 8 sports. And if you go to our website, you'll be able to see, as you go to contribute, you can see the drop-down menu. You can choose the sport that you give your contribution to. And the best part about 1890 is 100% of your contribution goes directly to the student athletes. Tom and Sean Pete and Sandhills Global, who own 1890, cover all of our expenses, all of our salaries, every bit of overhead for 1890. And so 100% of every contribution goes to the student athletes, exactly where the fans want it to go. And so at this point, we're having a great time with it. We appreciate all the fans that have helped so far, and we're trying to grow this thing and really make Nebraska elite when it comes to NIL.
Matt Davison, the president of the 1890 Initiative, our first guest today on the Rural Radio Forum. Matt, don't go too far. We'll hear more from you coming up here in a few moments. Great to hear those perspectives thus far. And joining the program once again, Matt Davison. He's the president of the 1890 Initiative. Matt, did I hear you correctly earlier in the show? You've got 150 different clients or student athletes you're working with across 8 sports?
That's right, and it's been a ton of fun. And I just love all the partnerships and the relationships that we have at the university. And I've been around the athletic department for a long time, and our team at 1890 has great relationships over there now with our coaching staffs and with the compliance office and with the development office. And now a new great relationship so far with Troy Dannon, which we're really excited about. And so working with all of those sports has been fun, and working with the athletes in all those different sports has been fun. And we expect to expand. We expect that the number of student athletes we're working with to grow. And the more contributions we get into 1890, the better programs we're going to have, the better position we're going to put our coaches in to be successful in this new landscape. And so we just appreciate everybody considering contributing to 1890.
What sets this initiative apart from other supporting student athletes across the nation?
I would say the structure of 1890 is very unique. We have 4 full-time employees at 1890, and then we have another 12 to 15 people at Sandhills Global that are helping and supporting 1890 on a daily basis. And so they handle a lot of things for us out there and put us in a position to really operate our business at a much higher level than I think a lot of collectives across the country. And then the financial support that the PEDs give to 1890 is very unique in that they cover all of our overhead and they take care of our expenses and our salaries and all those things so that 100% of the contributions go to the student athletes. That's very unique across the country, and we're fortunate to have them owning our company.
What's the biggest misconception out there about NIL that you hope people walking away today will clearly understand?
Most student athletes, we are helping young men and women to get off to a great start in their life. And college athletics has changed a lot since I played 25 years ago. The amount of money that's involved in college athletics now, and now student athletes are able to take advantage of that and to make some money on their name, image, and likeness. And I think the misconception is that, a lot of these student athletes are maybe making a little bit of money and they're blowing it on crazy things, or the headline that says this athlete was making $1 million. Most student athletes are just getting a little bit of a head start in life. And they're making a little bit of money every month, and it's making their life more comfortable. And it's helping them, and it's helping their families, and it's helping their siblings in a lot of cases. And we get to see the positive impact that these dollars are having on their lives. And the reality is, when you're a college athlete these days, you don't really have time to have a job. You don't have time to really have an internship in a lot of cases. And so you're a full-time student athlete, and this is a way to supplement that, and it's been fun for us to see the positive impacts it's had on their lives and their families.
Membership matters when it comes to the 1890 Initiative. How could people get involved?
Go to 1890nebraska.com and check us out there, and you can see how you can get involved. And we just want everybody to know that every contribution matters, big or small, a one-time gift, a monthly gift, whatever you can afford and to be a part of 1890. Just know that you're helping our programs. You get to decide which program you're helping or which programs you're helping, and our coaches appreciate it, our athletes appreciate it, and we really need to be good at this to put our programs in a position to be successful in today's college athletics. And so we appreciate everybody listening, and go to our website and check us out.
Anything else you want to add?
We just appreciate you guys. Bryce, thank you for having us and for getting our message out there. This is a new thing. It's not even 3 years old, the NIL across college sports, and we appreciate you guys getting our message out there to everybody and letting them know how they can help Husker sports and how that impacts our university.